All right, these are the everything that comes in the box. There's the box right there. This is all it comes with. This is for your AC controls. These are all the faces for the actual cluster. And here's your controller with some wires going to it. Going to be installing all this today in the SN95. Really excited, so let's get into it. All right, so the first step is obviously going to be removing the old cluster so that we can take it apart and install our new inlays. So we're going to go ahead and start doing that. Basically all there is to this is removing this knob, 2 screws right here, and that will remove this bezel here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. These 2 screws right here, or bolts, are 7mm. On the headlight switch, normally there's a little clip behind it that you have to figure out how to get off, but this one has never been like that or worked that way. It always just slides off. I guess it's broken, but it works fine. All right, then just want to carefully remove the friction clips by pulling back on this. Make sure your steering wheel is all the way down, and this should just roll out like this. That's good. All right, next we have 4 7mm bolts here, 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 and here. So we're gonna go ahead and get those out. All right, now we've got those up. We just got to carefully tilt our cluster backwards, pull it out enough to get your hand behind it, and remove 2 connectors, one on the left, one on the right, both towards the top of the cluster. They come out pretty easily. Then your cluster's out. All right, got the cluster out, got it indoors in a suitable working area. You're going to want to remove all of these bolts around the edges to pull this face off. They're going to be 5.5mm fit from this. And that's going to be all of them. Face just lifts off just like so. Now we have access to all of this. All right guys, unfortunately I got these inlays installed and looked up and realized my camera had died. So basically just run the needles through the holes in the center of these inlays and get them all set into place. They have little holes for the pins to line them up. It's pretty easy. This one, I'm unsure of how this is supposed to run. I thought maybe it was supposed to run underneath here, but that would require moving the needles, and in the description it says you do not have to remove the needles, so I suppose that's not where it's supposed to go. So I'm going to kind of try to run it kind of like right there. So we're gonna see how that works. As long as it's not pinched off, and I don't think it is, then we'll be okay. Everything looks like it's lining up and sitting down okay. All right, take a good final look at it. If you're happy with the way everything is, you can start putting all your screws back in. Mine lined up pretty well the first go, so I'm happy with that. By the way, this specific kit comes with 0 instructions. You don't need a whole lot of instruction on how to do this. It's pretty simple. But it would be nice to know how they intend their wiring kit they send to work. But I kind of already have an idea of how I'm going to do that. And by the way, you can get this exact kit that I'm using off of the link in the description, or I'll put a link in the pinned comment as well. All right, now we're gonna head back out to the vehicle and start working on some wiring. All right, back out at the car. I'm just gonna show you guys how I'm going to wire this real quick. Down here, got a little control box, a little dimmer switch, and a selector for green and blue. I'm not gonna be using the dimmer switch. I'm gonna leave it on full power and just run it off of my factory dimmer switch. I still want to leave this functional because I want to use this to swap between green and blue. Gonna mount it under here somewhere, out of the way, out of sight, so it's there if I want to use it. Up here, this blue and red wire going into the side of the dimmer switch is the wire you're gonna want to hook your power to, and then just ground your other wire somewhere, and that's all you need to do as far as that goes. I have it running down through there, coming out down there next to the fuse panel. Then you have your wires right here that run across here to plug into the lights on the bottom right here. That also gives a spot right here for you to run the wires for this, which goes there. Just run it back through there, come out there. I think that'll work just fine. That's how I'm wiring it. So I'm gonna real quick put this cluster back in because it's just the reverse of how I showed you guys to remove it. So gonna throw that back in real quick. Gotta get your hands back there to reconnect the instrument cluster. All right. Now you can work on trying to tuck your wires in wherever you can, that way they won't get pinched off. There we go. Now you can just start putting your screws back in. Now you get your bezel. Roll it in there. Sure the friction clips get in there good. Dimmer switch knob. Now you can see the finished product. That's what she looks like. Don't know if you can see the difference. It's kind of bright outside, but that is with the lights on. I'll make a follow-up video of what these look like at night, so you guys can see that. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. That is installing these white overlays that glow. The description for these, if you want to pick some up yourself, is in the description. Thank you for watching.